Hi everyone, Matt here, and today we are continuing on with Psycholonials. When we last left off, we had started the new chapter, Chapter 4, A Symbol of Strength. Two weeks later. As an outlaw in the national spotlight, you've had to adapt your lifestyle over the last couple weeks. You can only assume the police have been keeping an eye on Abby's house. Rather than trap yourself in your studio around the clock, you've worked out a means of getting outside while staying under the radar. You slip out the back and head toward the beach. Abby was kind enough to provide you with her most expensive vehicle, the 2017 Bentley Continental, parked about 5 minutes down the coast. It's the least she could do, you think, given the life as austerity you've been otherwise forced to live as a fugitive. Soon enough, you'll need some automotive mobility for practical purposes, but for now, it's good just to get out of the house and drive, so you can think. So much has happened in the past couple weeks. It's hard to keep track of it all, but you guess that's just life now. A little time alone behind the wheel of a luxury vehicle should help you organize your thoughts. Since you relaunched your brand, never in your wildest dreams did you imagine having more followers than Abby, let alone leapfrogging over her so quickly. Her following has been ticking up steadily too, but it's nothing compared to the rate of your fandom's growth. Z69 Clown Boner 420, 413 posts, 6.12 million followers, following one. You are the star of this circus, and now even Abby's fan base has to admit she's become a close-orbiting satellite to your brand, rather than the other way around, as it once was. Something about the chaotic energy of the Jubilite craze, combined with the drama of the dead cop scandal, has resulted in transforming your social media presence into phenomenon status. The media has become obsessed. It's fascinating to many for its unusual and incendiary ideological focus, and just as captivating to others for resembling a slow-motion train wreck. There is a sense among your millions of new followers that the more sensational criminal elements surrounding the daily drama of your brand will only get worse, and people are here for it. You adamantly deny the accusations, of course, and expertly weave these denunciations into your performance to magnify the attention to your accounts. Since the natural target of your screeds are the corrupt government, corporations, and the police forces around the nation which only serve to protect their power and wealth, it's been pretty easy to conjure a narrative framing these accusations as an attempt by powerful forces to silence you. By the looks of it, most of your followers are willing to believe your denunciations. Not many of them were big fans of law enforcement to begin with. Anyway, it's just more fuel for your showmanship. A story that's easy to sell to a hungry crowd, almost as easy to sell as Abby's parents have been on your recent Pranxis efforts. On that front, it's been like shooting fish in a barrel. Abby has her dad deeply concerned about market volatility and selling off huge amounts of stock to buy Bitcoin, which he then enthusiastically funnels into your spoof wallet. You and Percy have been working her mom, who's been doing the same thing with a totally separate spoof wallet, unbeknownst to her husband, anticipation, carving out a portion of their assets which she can make off with after the imminent divorce. Every time they make new deposits, you're sure to quickly reroute those funds to offshore accounts under your control. Meanwhile, you maintain fake back-end sites for them to look at, which makes it appear their deposits are still secure. They're both so caught up in the process it hasn't even occurred to them to wonder if they're being robbed. Percy's been an invaluable accessory to the ruse. He now needs minimal instruction to play the role of Abby's mom's lover. They exchange racy photos and sext messages frequently between their phone calls. You've had a lot of fun photoshopping the head of the man she believes she's talking to onto body shots sourced from amateur porn. You get some pretty steamy pics back from her in return, but you spare Abby the trauma of sharing those with her. Percy has made plans to come to the island tomorrow to help out with some new projects you're working on. Having another set of hands will be helpful as you move into more ambitious phases of your brand's development, especially while you're trying to keep a low profile. Of course, it's nagging at you that the police have his photo. You still haven't told them. You just can't seem to find the right moment. It would be such a downer having to explain something like that when you're both having such a good time swindling billionaires. You'll get around to it someday. Besides, he knows perfectly well you're connected to a murder in the news, and now he must know how deeply implicated he is in a fraud scheme as well. No matter what you have or haven't told him, he has to understand the truth. There is no going back. For old time's sake, you head down the street of your apartment. You haven't seen the place in weeks. Not since the night this all began. No squad cars anywhere. Not surprising, since they've probably taken all the evidence they need from your place already. You suppose that means there's no reason to even try entering anymore. All your stuff, your beloved posters, liquor bottles, and nasty macaroni pots, it's all probably in an evidence room somewhere by now. You never liked the place much, but it's still sad to think that chapter of your life is over for good. You head back to the remote parking spot Abby found for you and begin your shoreline trek back to your hideout. You're in no hurry. The scenic walk gives you more time to think about the big plans you have brewing, and the preposterous amount of newfound financial flexibility you have to put them into motion. If only Percy knew what you really had in store for him on this island. Abby too, for that matter. But it's better to reveal your more ambitious ideas to people in smaller doses. Later. How much did they deposit today? Your dad put in around $350 million. Your mom only about $100 million. That's actually a lot for her. The biggest deposit she's made yet. Wow. I can't believe how casually these people peel off another $100 million like it's a $10 bill. Money seems so abstract and meaningless to them. No wonder this is turning out to be easy. I'm not sure I would call it easy. I feel depraved pretending to talk like a Republican, saying Saying some of the shit I've said has made me feel so much dirtier than if all we were doing was stealing money. At least your side of the operation is more fun. I'm hardly even doing anything anymore. Percy's been doing most of it lately. He's coaching her very well on working their assets. He's turning out to be a pretty good con artist. Well, that's only because you are, and you're the one coaching him. I don't know. I barely talk to these people at all, except for initially seducing your mom in a shitty email chain. You're the one who somehow turned your dad into a slobbering crypto junkie. Dude literally believes our entire economic system is on the brink of collapse, and Bitcoin is the only safe haven now. It's true. He's really obsessed with this project now. To be fair, our entire economic system actually is on the verge of collapse, but whatever. He won't even be affected by the collapse because all his money will be gone by then. Yeah. How much do we have now? Almost 5 billion. Fuck, that's so much. It's certainly nothing to sneeze at. And you're absolutely sure it's like ours? Yes, except for what they deposited today. None of the money is still in my spoof wallets. You sell the coins quickly and spread it all out across a bunch of foreign accounts. What? You actually just open up a bunch of Swiss accounts or some shit, like in the movies? Well, they're not mine exactly. They're all in your name. It's less suspicious that way since, you're actually a rich person and I'm a fucking one felon. When you look at it that way, I guess this is all really just an elaborate early inheritance scheme. Yeah. So they can't see that you're just sucking the bitcoins outright after they put them in? No, they only see what I want them to. The wallets make it look like the coins are still there. They'll only run into a problem if they try to sell them. And I don't see that happening soon. Your folks are awfully bullish on crypto suddenly. When you say their money's all going to be gone, are you really going to try to get all of it? That would be ideal, but we're going to hit a wall soon. I don't think even your dad is dumb enough to convert his entire fortune into Bitcoin. Percy tells me it sounds like the remaining assets are going to be a lot harder to move. Much less liquidity than whatever they've been trading to buy the coins we've got so far. He must be in really deep with my mom to find out anything like that. Oh yeah, he is. I mean, we both are. We tag team this. I listen in on his calls with her, and sometimes text him notes on where to steer the conversation. God. I'm also in charge of supplying the thirst trap shots. What? This courtship is at a whole nother level now. Percy's putting on quite a show with his very masculine, Republican-sounding voice. Naturally, there's going to be some sexting, too. Like with actual photos. Percy's sending my mom nudes? No, I just photoshopped them. It's easy to find face shots of this real dude she thinks she's talking to. I just paste them on top of, amateur porn. Limo. And boy, does she reciprocate. Words. Must say, Abby, your mother is one hot bitch. Oh, Jesus, I'm not sure I want to see any of this shit. Oh, I wasn't planning on sharing my gallery of your slay mom shots, don't worry. It's my private collection. Oh my god, you mischievous whore. Anyway, I can see where you get it from. Fucking yowza. Well, yes, she's quite attractive. I mean, she was a trophy wife once upon a time. I almost feel sorry for her. Developing a sort of kinship with her, actually. Why? Because we both want to rip off your dad. Just so happens I'm the only one actually succeeding. Whatever. She can take solace in the fact that her daughter turned out to be 1 billion times the gold digger than she ever was. That's true. It turns out I'm quite rich. And I had to do even less to get my shady funds than my criminal dad did. Now all I need is my own trophy wife. Ow. Hey now, let's be clear who would be whose trophy wife. If anything, you'd be mine since I have way more clout now. Excuse me, Z, but didn't I just hear you say all these bank accounts are in my name? Damn, you're right. Guess I don't know whose fucking money this is, really. Whose fucking money this really is. According to the tenants of Pranxis, nobody really owns it. It's all fake shit. Just like gender and all the other stuff you like to rant about. Money is just little numbers on computers mostly. Moving around all the time, but not really doing the world much good. So we might as well move it our way and make some better things happen. I can't believe how thoroughly I've converted you into jubilatism. And I thought your parents were supposed to be the easy marks, falling for all this Bitcoin shit. But you make them look like stone-faced skeptics. Well, I have to keep sucking up to your whole clown religion if I want to be your trophy wife someday. How else am I going to cash in on my own money? And that's extremely fair. Carry on with your ass kissing then. You haven't even heard the good shit yet. What's the good shit? Like advanced lessons in Pranxis. If you like what we've already been doing, the advanced shit would knock your socks off. Oh lord. These are the types of methods we'll need to start employing if we want to get the rest of their money, plus a lot more from other sources. They aren't exactly the only billionaires in the world, you know. Unbelievable. You've got $5 billion in the bank and you just want to keep hustling? Hell yeah. We're on a mission here. Why slow down? I just can't even imagine what you're planning on doing with all this money. You can't even show your face in public because you're a cop killer. Doesn't matter if you can't imagine it. I can. It all just feeds into more Pranxis. More money, more publicity, more financial influence and leverage around the world. More Pranxis. Right, but what if we just slowed it down a bit and, just try to enjoy this more? I feel like I keep coming back to that. This was supposed to be fun. It is fun. Pranxis is fun. It is its own reward. You know why people play pranks? Because that shit's fun. Okay, I can't argue with that. But it's also very risky, high-stakes stuff. And, I don't know, there's other stuff to think about. Like what? Well, I have ideas too. Oh, do you now? Since when? Since always. I'm full of ideas. Not sure I like hearing this. I'm not getting myself a trophy wife so she can do a bunch of thinking. Well, fuck you. I'm not going to be your trophy wife. Either you're going to be mine or the marriage is off. Holy shit. Yes, ma'am. So tell me your huge brain ideas when you're done with my dick flattening, I mean. I've been thinking a lot about your clown gender stuff. Yeah? Yes, it all sounds so silly at first, but it's kind of a brainworm. I've been considering where I fit on the triangle. And what have you decided? Well, I don't know if anything fully speaks to me yet. And I just wonder if some adjustments could be made to the system. Adjustments? Yeah, I mean, since it's kind of a silly system that you just pulled out of your ass anyway. Abby, I did not pull this out of my ass. It's extremely serious. Oh sure, saying you identify as clown-gendered is the most serious thing in the world. Who could argue with that? You know what I mean. Yeah, I know you believe in the ideas, I'm just saying. Since you're so creative and all, and extra serious about gender philosophy, maybe you could, do something with horse gender? Horse gender? Yeah, why not? Abby, that is patently absurd. No, it's not. Not any more absurd than clown gender. But it doesn't have to be. But it doesn't have to be if you actually think about it and make it work. Come on, can't you do it for me? I think you just want to identify as horse gender, no matter what logic I come up with. So what if I do? Isn't that my right? Well, yeah, it is. Maybe you have a good point. God damn it, I can't believe I'm letting you strong-arm me into revising my manifesto extemporaneously. Words. Nobody would even know you're revising it. You could just be releasing a new chapter, elaborating on it. Kind of like how you're still going to unveil advanced Pranxis or whatever. That's true. Alright, give me a minute. Let me sketch some ideas. You and Abby head right back to the gender drawing board. She's given you an interesting challenge. Handed you an oddly shaped shoe, if you will, and it's your job to make it fit. After playing with your continuum a bit, you decide to stay with the pyramid format. You don't want to revolutionize your own system too much, since everyone's already acclimated to the logic of a pyramid. Your goal is to enrich everyone's understanding of gender, not vex them with increasingly convoluted nonsense. After a couple hours, you think you have something workable here. You and Abby are too excited about it to sit on it, though. You decide to improvise a live stream right now to inform everyone of your astounding new breakthroughs. I'm sure you're all but words, fuck. I'm sure you'll all be thrilled to hear I've made some astounding new breakthroughs on the Tubalite philosophy of gender. Just have two words to say. Horse gender. As you can see, the pyramid-shaped continuum remains intact, but the y-axis has been expanded to go even lower, which means that while horizontally we have the conventional male-female gender spectrum, vertically we now also have the clown-horse gender spectrum. Both axes are, of course, a fluid spectrum, and you can position yourself anywhere on this continuum that feels true to your experience. So what's horse gender? Glad you asked. It represents the extreme counterpoint to clown gender, where clown gender embodies a whimsical, absolute lack of identification with the conventional gender spectrum, or even the entire idea of gender. Horse gender is the total opposite. It means extreme identification with any given gender on the horizontal axis. So if you're a horse-gendered male, it means you're saying you feel extremely male. Or if you're a horse-gendered woman, you're like, God damn, am I a fucking woman. I guess an example of that would be like TERFs. I mean, don't take that too literally. I don't want to taint horse gender for everybody right out of the gate. It could also be hella woman identified without being weird and turfy about it, and that would still be a totally valid horse gender feeling. Like my friend Abby. She's a proud horsewoman. So I think you get the idea? Move up the scale toward clown. You hardly give a fuck. You're a wild card, untethered from this maddening social construct. Moving down towards the horse, and you're digging in. Where clown is a symbol of whimsy, horse is a symbol of strength. You're like, hell yeah, I'm this fucking gender, and that's cool. And there's nothing wrong with that. The system accounts for it. All points on this continuum are equally valid. And notice in the middle of the scale vertically between horse and clown, that's just the average gender spectrum. That's where you are if you don't feel super strong or weak about your identification. About your identity, either way. And if that's you, also fucking valid. So having said that, allow me to illustrate some examples of putting this into practice, as I see it. Now, I don't claim to speak for these people. You should try to see these as like my headcanons. I guess they can come forward and set the record straight if they want. Haha. Post, I'm looking at you. Just joking, man, you don't gotta. But you can. What else is going on with this shit? Let's see. Gotta think the Obama placement is a no-brainer? J.K. Rowling, too. Now, that's a horse-gendered woman, if ever there was one. Hey, what do you want from me? She gets up to all this fucking turfy shit. Seems to me if she wants to park herself in a barn and make a big turfy bed out of it, made out of, like, hay or whatever, and wacky gender essentialism, then she's more than welcome to do that. It just lands her on the horsewoman point of the triangle, is all I'm saying. Go on and let her whinny. Or don't. Drag her to the glue factory if you really must. I'm not here to police your online activism. I'm only here to report on all the good shit when it comes to my kick-ass gender pyramid. The point is, all this is accounted for in the diagram. Know this and be free. Alright. Is that enough of fucking that yet? You bet it is. But later... You have been doing very well. The next day. You check your phone, and notice the date happens to be the 20th of May, exactly 1 month since the night you went on that fateful drive with your manifesto. Today, Percy is scheduled to arrive so he can assist with new projects. You wait for his ferry from inside the Bentley, parked at a distance to stay out of sight. You haven't been here since the night you disposed of the squad car. Find yourself glancing in that direction now and then. You have no idea if they dredged the car out of the water yet, or if they even figured out that's where it'd end up. That incriminating dashboard camera footage was probably completely wiped out after being submerged in salt water for weeks. You guess you're relieved about that, but then, with the amount of hysteria there is about this case in the media, that footage hardly seems to matter anymore. You're who they're looking for, and nothing can change that. All you can really do now is make sure you don't get caught. There's Percy. He radiates the nervous energy of an eager simp. He looks around for you, but of course you won't be getting out of the car. You'll just text him to come find you. Oh shit. Shit. Cops must have been waiting for Percy to arrive before making their move. Were they tracking him from the mainland too? How did they figure out who he was? Maybe they ran for some facial recognition software on the photo you sent, and something finally turned up in their system. Whatever the case, this won't do at all. If they take him into custody, interrogate him and take his phone, this is all over. They'll close in on you and Abby in no time. You'll need to deal with this now. Oh shit. Jesus. You need to get off the street, fast. Your car is totaled, and Abby's house is too far away. You look around for shelter. Any place at all that could get you out of broad daylight for a little while. You just remember the restaurant you used to work at is down the street. Hopefully the owner still has it shut down due to the pandemic. That would be an ideal hideout for the rest of the day while this blows over. Oh shit. You head down the alley to the back entrance. There's a good chance it's locked, but that shouldn't be a problem. It's dark inside. All the tables and chairs are put away. Looks like no one set foot inside here since the last day you weighed tables. Perfect. Well, perfect for hiding, but in most other ways, far from perfect. This is a fucking mess. There's no drowning the evidence for what you just did this time. You murdered 2 cops out in the open, and the dashboard camera surely caught it this time. There were a few eyewitnesses too. A few eyewitnesses as well. You'll be hearing about this on the news before the end of the day, no question. Maybe within the hour. You revisit your memories of working at this restaurant with a mysterious pang of nostalgia. You used to hate this place. You resented the tourists, the bad tips, the shitty boss. But seeing it empty and dark like this, it reminds you that things may never return to the way they once were. They certainly won't for you after what you just did. You nearly forgot about Percy. He stands there shaking, terrified, still cuffed. You realize he probably assumes he was just arrested for his involvement with Bitcoin fraud. Maybe you have some explaining to do. Hey, Percy, are you okay? Oh, man, you're bleeding. Damn. Wait. Well, no, that's just my blood. Guess I fucked myself up in the crash. Ew, I thought one of my bullets got you. Listen, there's something I need to confess. You know how I've been saying all those cop killing accusations are lies? Well, actually, I did it. I killed the cop in self-defense and covered it up. I mean, maybe that's not the same news I think it is, considering, like, I just shot 2 cops right in front of you to bust you out of custody. Okay, that's not actually what I wanted to confess. See, the reason they arrested you is... Man, why is this so hard to admit? The cops got your picture because I I roped you into all this Bitcoin scam shit. That's what it was. I find it funny how, like, she's not as pixelated, and then he's still pixelated. It's all my fault. I got you into this mess. I suckered you into our Pranxis racket, and now you're a wanted felon just like me. In my defense, I was just having too much fun scamming those rich boomers with you. You're natural at it. And I was on such a roll, making fake amateur nudes and Photoshop and shit. Maybe this sounds selfish of me, but I wouldn't change a thing, even though it got you in trouble with the law. Well, got us both in trouble. And I know how you must be feeling. I've been feeling it for weeks. That sense that your life is never going to be the same again. That you'll always be looking over your shoulder. That the name Percy is forever going to be associated with these crimes. There's nothing left to do but keep fighting till the threat is fully destroyed. But here's the good news. No matter how much the media drags the name Percy through the mud from now on, we both know there is no Percy anymore. Percy died today. You are no longer a humble human simp. You are a Jubilite, now and forever. You are Perse. Jesus. And that's the end of the chapter. It was a short one. Jesus. End of chapter 4. Chapter 5 of 9. Stuck Pig. But actually, that is where we are going to end it. For right now. Anyways, I hope you all had a good day. I will be uploading more often, hopefully. School and shit kind of got me sidetracked. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe. Make sure to watch the other episodes, or videos, whatever. If you haven't already, to make sure you're caught up in the story. And yeah, have a good day, and do what you do best. Goodbye.